So personal question first, because I've heard Cord talk a lot about how when he read Erasure, it felt like he was being spoken to, like the book was made for him. And I think that's one of the most special qualities for a movie to have as well. And I think this movie is going to do that for a lot of people out there. So what is an example of a movie that did that for you, where maybe it felt like a character was talking directly to you?
This one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I read the script, I felt, I felt that as well. In fact, Cord, adapted this script from a novel called Erasure by Percival Everett, which is set in Washington, D.C., which is my hometown. It's, very, all the familiar haunts, I knew in reading the book. But Cord also reshaped a lot of the story in his own image. There are events that he completely reworked for our film. But the elements for me that really, in the book and in the script, resonated were the relationship to family, particularly to the mother, in that here's a man who's asked to be the caretaker of she who was his caretaker. And I've reached that phase in my life. So that was very moving for me. And also the ways in which that affected personal life and creative and professional life in terms of, the sacrifices that are required when the greater responsibility is at home. So I knew this guy intimately.
That might answer the first half of this question, but given that the story evolved a little from book to screen, when you first accepted the role of Monk, what quality of his or part of his experience were you most looking forward to tapping into? But then, is there something that emerged along the way that wound up being more creatively fulfilling to play than you ever could have imagined?
I liked the tone. I could get a sense of the tone from the script quite clearly. I liked the irony and, the kind of biting wit and sarcasm. And there were elements, obviously with the satire and the social commentary that were full of those notes. But what I found really, again, to be super fulfilling to play was the relationship with the family, that stuff. Because I'd never been asked to play that before. And it was so rich and so much fun. And it just felt so right from the first moment that, we were all together in the space. There's a woman named Myra Lucretia Taylor who plays Lorraine, who has been caretaker of the household since we were children. The first sound out of her mouth just brought me home. And we were off from there. We all got on really well. We all obviously really loved this material and we're looking forward to playing it. And to playing it together. And it just was so organic. And when I saw the film a couple of days ago, I saw it for the first time in front of an audience in Brooklyn. And I just said to myself, wow, well, that's a beautiful group of people up there.
It really is.
It's a group of people, this family, this mad family that happens to be Black, but it's just like anybody else's family. And I think audiences will find themselves in that in surprising ways. And that's pretty exciting, particularly now where, there's so much, us, them, this, that, division, madness in our country. I think at least in this film, we can all sit down at the same table and agree, yeah, we're all in it together.
I said this to Cord. I brought it home to my family for the holidays.
Oh, cool.
And everyone loved it.
Oh,
and
that's
when I
awesome.
can share my favorites and it winds up being their favorites too, it doesn't have to be that way, but it always fills my heart when that does happen.
Oh, that's awesome.
To build on the incredible ensemble you get to work with here, can you name a specific scene when a scene partner did just what you needed from them, where it helped you access something in Monk that you might not have been able to without them?
Oh. Our cast is so good. I mean, across the board. There's a young guy who plays Ned, who's in the bookshop. He was there for one day. He was fantastic. As soon as I walked on set and saw him, I said, that's Ned. I mean, every character in this film and every actor just came to play. Sterling K. Brown, there's a scene, and he's the younger brother. He's the menace. He's kind of a foil to Monk. And Sterling was just having a ball with it. And he's fantastic in this film. He's wild, unpredictable, super funny. But then he has these moments which are really tender, and there was, we found just a kind of surprising fraternal love that might be unexpected. Those moments were. The film is rich. It's emotionally rich. I know people have seen the trailer and they're going to come for the laughs, but I think they're going to stay for a richer meal even.
100%.
Yeah.
I also think people are going to stick around for Cord to see what he does next
Oh,
as a
yeah.
director. So given the fact that this is his first feature, what is something you appreciated about his approach to directing actors that you're excited for more actors to get to experience in the future?
Well, Cord's just got a clarity about him, and he's got an ease, and he enjoys what he's doing. I think the humor that we see in this film and that we find in the script comes from him. He's got a nice tone to him, and that he brought that to set too. But he's a good leader. That's what a good director is: a good communicator, good leader. Get everybody on the same page, and away we go. Yeah, I'm so proud of what he was done, and I'm proud of the film that we made together.
I wanted to sneak in one Rustin question
Oh,
because
yeah.
I didn't get the opportunity to talk to you about that one,
Yeah.
another exceptional film you have this year.
Yeah.
I actually asked this to Coleman recently too, because I love many things about that movie, but one of the first ideas it puts forth is the idea of owning your power, which I think is obviously so important. So I wanted to turn that towards your career. Do you remember the first time you felt the power of your voice on set, where you were able to own your power and use it to change a film or maybe this industry for the better?
With this film, Cord wrote a brilliant script. It was clear that he has, an understanding of story and the architecture of story. But he was a first-time director. I wanted to make sure that I was, a good lead blocker for him. So that meant, we get on set and we drive it. We make sure that we're working efficiently, we're working hard, and we're working well, to make, his first experience that much more successful. So, perhaps this one, why not, love the one you're with. It was a fantastic experience. And, I think, for him, yes, it was a baptism of fire, but it was gentle, because we all got a sense too that we were doing something that could be pretty special, and you sense that on a set sometimes when the crew works with a little bit more pride in the details of their tasks, and when the silence on set gets a little deeper, we sense that we all kind of pushed this thing along, understanding that it was Cord's first time, and he came out. I think he came out doing all right.